60 Minutes Rewind.
It's a name that may not ring a bell for many of you, but by any definition, the list of America's greatest playwrights includes August Wilson. And it's a safe bet that tonight, somewhere in America, the curtain will rise on one of his plays. He's one of the most acclaimed playwrights of our time, as well as one of the most popular. Not bad for a high school dropout from Pittsburgh, who most people thought would never amount to anything. But for as long as he can remember, August Wilson's been driven by a passion to write.
The first poem that I remember writing was for Nancy Ireland, a girl I was in love with in the 7th grade. And it went, I would I could mend my festering heart, harpooned by Cupid's flaming dart. But too far the shaft did penetrate. Alas, it is too late. You know, that kind of stuff I remember.
And how does she react to that?
Well, I didn't sign my name to this. And she read the poem and she looked over at Anthony Kervin, you know, and her and Anthony, you know. And I said, but it didn't discourage me. I was excited. I said, it worked. You know, all I have to do the next time is to put my name to it, you know.
So far, August Wilson has put his name to 8 plays, each set in a different decade of the 20th century. Together, they tell the story of the African-American journey through the last 100 years. The best known are Fences and The Piano Lesson, both of which won the Pulitzer Prize.
What I'm trying to do is to take Black American culture and place it on stage, to demonstrate that it exists, and to say that this is the way that we do things.
Wilson weaves themes of the Black experience into all of his plays, themes like the legacy of slavery in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
What to do? See, we is the leftovers. The colored man is the leftovers.
The question of American justice in Two Trains Running.
Ain't no justice. That's why they got that statue of her and got her blindfolded. If anybody need to see, she do. Ain't no justice.
And the trying times faced by a father in the play Fences.
Right now, your daddy is scared. Because we're sitting out here, we ain't found you no home.
Basically, I'm trying to affirm the value of Blacks and to demonstrate their humanity.
Mr. August Wilson.
At the age of 56, Wilson is enjoying the fame that comes with being one of the most popular playwrights in America. His works are required reading for any serious student of the American stage.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Almost single-handedly, Wilson has changed the face of the Great White Way.
That's good.
His latest play is King Hedley II.
I go for a job. They say, what can you do?
Like most of the characters in Wilson's plays, King is struggling to make it in America against the odds.
I know how to do business. I'm talking about mayor, governor. I can do it all. I ain't got no limits. I know right from wrong. I know which way the wind blow too. It don't blow my way.
If you look at the play, King wants a job. He wants to be able to provide for his family. He wants what everyone in America wants. And he is unable to get that because he is Black.
And because he's Black, he can't get from where he is to where he wants to be.
Not on his terms, no.
Wilson got to where he is on his terms, but it wasn't easy.
We lived here.
He grew up with 3 sisters in a 2-bedroom, $35 a month apartment at the back of this building in the Hill District of Pittsburgh.
And now it's all boarded up.
It's all boarded up. It's been boarded up for years.
He was born Frederick August Kittle, named after his father, who was white and a German immigrant. According to Wilson, his father was an alcoholic, difficult, and rarely around. The culture he grew up in was Black, that of his mother, Daisy Wilson. Her dream was to get her children an education. She sent August to Catholic schools, and in high school, he was the only Black in his class. His sister Linda Jean says that the treatment he received there was cruel.
This is August in the back row.
Yes, with his head hung down.
Everybody else is looking at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Why is his head down?
Shame. Just such a shame was on him. That was Central Catholic High School. Every day when he went to school, it was the 9th grade, he found a note on his desk. Go home. Every single day.
I can recall a particular incident where the guy in front of me in my homeroom class made reference to this behind him to the other guy. And when we said the Pledge of Allegiance and when we ended with liberty and justice for all, I let him have it. And that was, I recall, my last day at school, at that school.
Wilson quit school altogether when he was only 15 years old and hid it from his mother.
I didn't want my mother to know that I wasn't going to school. So I thought, oh, I know what, I'll go to the library. So I got up every morning and I went to the library and I came home at 3 o'clock, time to come home from school. And no one knew any different.
What did you do in the library?
I read books.
Over the next few years, he read hundreds of books at Pittsburgh's Carnegie Library. And what he didn't learn in the library, he learned on these streets where he spent years listening to the stories and the voices that would later become the raw material for his plays.
Over there in that empty lot was a place called the Dog Hut, where they sold hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I used to stand over there many a day and write poetry and stuff.
That stuff included starting the Black Horizon Theater with a group of friends who were part of Pittsburgh's Black Power movement.
We had our art society. We're putting out mimeograph magazines. You know, we're trying to change the world from the place where we were standing.
But where his mother saw him standing was on the street corner, working part-time jobs, throwing his life away.
My mother thought I was wasting my talent, and she thought I was capable of more than being a dishwasher. And so you go, Mom, what are you doing? And your son is washing dishes. That's not the best hopes that you have for him. You know.
What were you writing in those days?
I was writing poetry. I was writing short fiction. I wasn't writing plays. It was I tried to write a play in '68, and I couldn't write dialogue. I had a character say to the other guy, "Hey, man, what's happening?" And the guy said, "Nothing." And I sat there for 20 minutes trying to think of what else to say. And so I said, you know, I'll stick with my poetry and fiction.
The story will continue after this.
It wasn't until Wilson left Pittsburgh in 1978 that he started to write drama seriously. His first major success came in 1982 when he was invited by the prestigious Eugene O'Neill Theater in Waterford, Connecticut, to put on his play Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I want to see the dance you call the Black Bottom.
The show's success was a breakthrough for Wilson and for his mother, who finally saw her son's work performed shortly before she died.
Did she ever come around to say, son, I'm proud of you?
She told me she was proud of me. She was dying at the time, but she came. She came and saw the play. And she was very proud.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom established Wilson as a major new voice in the American theater. Of the 8 plays he's written so far, 7 have made it to Broadway, where August Wilson's name has become a trademark for powerful drama and for humor. But Wilson's humor is almost always provocative.
With a gun is bad news. You can't even use the word and gun in the same sentence. You say the word gun in the same sentence with the word and you in trouble. The white man panic unless you say the policeman shot the with his gun.
Who do you write your plays for?
I don't write for a black audience. I don't write for a white audience. I write for myself.
Wilson says that for him, writing is a spiritual experience, even though he often does it in coffee shops. He describes the process of listening to his characters' voices as tapping into the blood's memory. He's known for writing long plays and then spending months on the road editing them down.
Yeah, that's it.
Just days before his latest play opened, he was still working with the show's director making cuts.
Say that and put these two together.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay, we got to change.
King Hedley II, like most of Wilson's plays, takes place in Pittsburgh. It deals with economic disintegration and violence in the black community. Violence that Wilson believes results from the black community's disconnection from its roots.
People wandering all over the place. They got lost. They don't even know the story of how they got from tit to tat.
If that connection to your grandparent is broken, then you are lost in the world. You don't know who you are. You don't know what your duty is. Without that tradition, without something in place that says this is how you conduct yourself in the world, then we're just wandering all over the place without any purpose, without any future, and without any direction.
And you think that there is a disconnection, that Black America is lost?
I think so, yes.
In the play, that despair is voiced by King Hedley's wife, a woman so sick of seeing young black men gunned down that she decides to have an abortion.
I'm through with babies. I ain't raising no more. I ain't raising no kid that somebody shoot him, that his friends shoot him, that the police shoot him. Or I want to bring another life into this world that don't respect life. I don't want to raise no more babies when you got to fight to keep them alive. I ain't going through that. I ain't having this baby, and I ain't got to explain it to nobody.
All of Wilson's plays have focused on the most important issues facing the black community, racism being at the top of that list. And his social agenda has led many to call him an angry playwright, which he doesn't deny.
Here's the difference between white and black in America. A black man, unarmed, standing in a vestibule's house, is shot 41 times. A white man waving a rifle on the lawn of the White House, 150 yards from the leader of the free world. They negotiate with him for 10 minutes and shoot him one time in the leg. That's the difference in being white and black in America. So yes, I'm angry. I have a lot to be angry about in that regard.
He's especially upset that his little girl has already learned that difference.
I have a 3.5-year-old daughter who came home from preschool one day and told me, Daddy, it's dangerous to be an African American. But she's learning that it's dangerous to be herself. Certainly you don't want your kid walking around with that in their head, but this is what the society tells you.
Wilson lives with his Colombian-born wife and their daughter in one of the most historic neighborhoods in Seattle, Washington, a long way from the Hill District of Pittsburgh. His success as a playwright has made him wealthy, but for August Wilson, it's never been about the money. Have you made sacrifices to do what it is that you do in terms of your family life?
Oh, absolutely. All my life I made sacrifices for the work. And to me, ultimately, the work is the most important thing because that's how I live. That's what keeps me here, and that's the whole purpose of my life. And I fit everything else into that. And family, of course, comes second, actually, to the work.
That could be tough for the family to hear.
Well, absolutely, but this is the reality, and yeah, art first, life first.